I think we're ready to start. Hello everyone, welcome to Voxxed Days. I'm Effy, this is Alex. You can usually find us arguing at the corridor, but we are here today together to tell you a tale about the inception of our new product, the OPAP store, which came to bridge the gap between the retail and the digital at the OPAP stores. So, let's see how this presentation will go on. First, I will give you some information about our OPAP store's ecosystem. Then, I will present you the need of the OPAP store app. And right after, I will tell you in brief the basic customer journey. And here is where Alex comes out, when he will drill down and deep dive into the technical background of this app. And right after, we will close with some metrics and some upcoming plans for this app. So, let me ask you a question. Has anyone ever visited an OPAP store? Come on, raise your hands. Okay, that's fantastic. You're going to make my job a lot easier. So, did you know that OPAP has one of the biggest retail networks in Europe? Yes, in Europe, with more than 3,600 stores. More than 1 billion transactions are executed in OPAP stores every year. Claim is anonymous, and the transactions are completed via cash. But what was the main need that emerged in our stores? So, basically, the following two needs. Gaming experience, which is primarily physical, causing a heavy workload to our agents. And secondly, the need of digitalization, an imminent need that emerged after the COVID era. So let's drill down to these two challenges and focus on them separately. Well, can you imagine our retail ecosystem? Paper is everywhere, with game coupons, back vouchers, and so on. And interaction with agents is mandatory, meaning that the agents are heavily occupied with the manual transactions instead of focusing on selling activities. OPAP, as a first step to improve this situation, introduced the self-service terminals, where they managed to consume some transaction alone, but still, only one customer can be serviced at a time, and it's a quite expensive investment. But what was the real challenge? The real challenge was the transition from the traditional players to the hybrid ones, meaning to players that were playing both in the retail and in online world. So what was our mission? Our mission was to design a product that was about to bring the real digital transformation in our stores. And how we managed to do so? By bringing online characteristics to our retail world, such as a unique gaming experience, similar to the online world, and loyalty characteristics that bring taking advantage of our OPAP rewards system that was already on the field. So, let's see now the basic customer journey. Okay, user downloads the app, and first time user opens the app, has to register to give his mobile phone and a password, and this is it. The user may also opt in to the OPAP rewards program. So now, the user is ready to leave the game. But how does a user log money to his digital wallet? By purchasing a voucher and scanning it by a camera. So, at the moment, we have 3 available games, Kino, Eftychia, and Power Speed. And user can create his bet and place his bet similar to the way that he does in the online world. And as a last step, the user can cash out, can withdraw his wallet money by issuing a cash out voucher with a QR code. Sounds easy, right? But let's see again the journey, let's think again the journey, having this time in mind the following 2 barriers that we had to overcome. First, we had to ensure that this digital wallet should be unique for its customer, and all the transactions should be in accordance with the Hellenic Gaming Commission mandate, the AML regulation, the Bank of Greece, and generally all the regulatory provisions. Also, again, according to the regulation, we had to ensure that all the transactional actions should be executed strictly inside the store. So we had to find a way to validate users' location and to exchange customer data, in-store data. How does it sound to you right now? Another difficult exercise here, but here is where the magic happens and where the real innovation begins. Alex, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Effie. That's a big height. So yes, technically speaking, we had two big challenges: introducing the e-wallet into a physical world, and also find some way of having location-based authorization that will only be applicable within our retail shops. First, about the e-wallet, let me take a step back and give you a bit of a backstory. Where late 2018, we had lost our internally developed player account management system. For those unfamiliar with the term, player account management is the system responsible for the registration, onboarding, login, logout of the user, as well as actually the e-wallet. More or less, this is, we had it modularized. This is more or less the core services of our player account management. We had obviously the wallet, services about bonusing, wagering, as well as two key services we'll see down the road would be the player service, the one responsible for our playing instance, as well as the payment service, the one that's responsible for integrating with payment providers for deposits with cards, Apple Pay, this sort of thing. So, as Effie said, we had an attempt to digitize SSBTs, which are these, you might have seen these terminals. So when the business came, we had to redraw a little bit of boundaries or context, but more or less what we did was take the player instance, replace it with the retail terminal, the SSBT, and also we didn't have online payment instruments, we would use vouchers. So this abstraction would change and we implemented and used the voucher service. In this ecosystem, also special shout out to the Electron app, which is the application that runs in stores web application. So when we came to support the OPAP store application, more or less we knew what we had to do. It was the same exercise. We would reuse the voucher service because again, the payment instrument would be a voucher, and we did a little bit of redefining the playing instance. That would be a BYOD, a bring your own device user, that would only use the minimum required information in order to onboard them. So, phone number and a password. And also we added the OPAP store application to our stack. It wasn't as easy as just, two boxes in a diagram. We had to retrain ourselves because this was we're getting into a mobile-only world. So our backstory being online, mostly web development, we had to retrain things like biometrics, long sessions, cookie handling, this kind of thing. Also, since we had a mobile number registration base, there were various flows that traveled us about two-factor authentication and one-time passwords. But at the end of the day, what we did have was a production-grade wallet with a production-grade authentication authorization system around it, and we figured out the rest. The big challenge was to figure out a way of geofencing the user. So what we wanted to do was to restrict the user to be able to play and load vouchers only within the stores. There were three main schools of thought when we started doing this exercise. The first was the store locator. So the store locator is an internally developed application. It uses an online repository of our retail network with their coordinates, and it can use GPS data and others to give you the nearest location to you, the nearest retail shop to you. So we could just use this, but GPS is really not suitable for this kind of use cases. So on one hand, we had our regulatory framework with very little wiggle room for error about whether you're inside the shop, outside the shop. And we had our business people that would rather not have the customers getting stuck in the mud in some visit. So store locator was out, another idea we had was the QR code. The concept for the QR code was to have a rotating QR code pushed to each separate retail shop. So the user, in order to prove their presence in a retail shop, they would just have to go scan, and then they would be authorized. And I love this idea. It was simple, elegant. It gave a use case to QR codes that didn't involve vaccines, so it was good. And then we prepared it and pitched it to our business, and they were rather underwhelmed. Okay, so I can't really blame them. Because imagine, being ready to prepare your Eftychia or your kilo bet, and then just before you're about to place a bet, having to get up and go to the agent. You might as well go to the agent. So that was a no-go. And then we went a bit more nuclear with the idea of the beacons. So the concept was this: let's get a retail shop, install as many Bluetooth beacons as we needed within that shop, so that when the user turns his Bluetooth on, the phone would pick up the signal, would understand that we're within the shop. When he's out of range, he's out of the shop. So we did our POC, so it looked like we were getting somewhere. So this was the way to go, and we did that. Of course, as I told you in our intro, we were getting out of our stack. Okay, so. We hired some experts. We used the expert help of Baseball, which is a Greek startup company that specializes in exactly this sort of thing. So they helped us out a lot with the beacon installation, the training of the model. They even gave us SDKs to use in our mobile applications. So big shout out to them. So the introduction of the geofencing added these two components to our architecture, which was the bespoke services that check exactly whether the user is within the shop or outside the shop, which communicate directly with our application, with our native app. And there's also like an aspect sort of thing running in our BYD services in the backend that also verify that someone isn't being too smart. So we delivered the OPAP for application. Like all of us here, we worked very hard conditions, COVID-19 period. We would like to take the chance to give another thank you to the guys that helped us bring this over the line. And then, how did it go?
I think it went great, and I think the results are very, very exciting. As you can see, we have more than 200,000 monthly active users, more than 700,000 users registered in the OPAP Rewards program, and this is only the beginning, of course. Our plan for this app includes the addition of more games, includes the addition of more personalized offers, and I can say more for the moment, but stay tuned. Guys, thank you so much. You can see all this in action in our booth, so feel free to join us.
Actually, some of you have come by our booth. We have installed beacons around our booth, and we have sample mobile applications that we can actually test together. Most likely it won't work because no demo ever works, but feel free to come and fail with us.
Thank you so much for your attention.
Okay.